skinny little nerd, I'm a little less wary about him.
Hi, everybody.
Oh fuck! Like I know that you said, "Is everybody ready?" But I didn't really like register that you probably.
Well, nobody answered, so I made the executive decision to push us live. You're muted, so it doesn't count. Welcome, everybody, to Mistwalkers. Hello, hello. Ah, bleh.
You okay? You okay?
I ate too much poutine.
The poutine here does not suck.
Oh, it's so good. But I love it so much. And it was actually hot and not congealed cheese like somebody likes. Fucking gross.
Mm-hmm.
It's my 9 months. Oh my god.
It's the
best, okay. My subscription with the Vactaire is a human baby carried to almost
another
term.
call.
Yay. Well, let's get started with some announcements. Lots of fun. Our sponsor for tonight's episode is Canadian Dice. Yeah.
I'll be surprised if it's ever anybody but Canadian Dice.
Wow. We might. You don't know. Probably not.
I didn't mean that as a bad thing, but if I heard something else, I'd be like, what did you do to Ryan? What did you say to him? Did you hurt his feelings?
God, Jared's already enraging the enemy.
All right, so whatever you fight tonight is enraged first off the top. Anyway, use the code TheVactaire or Dice Daddy, all one word, to get 10% off of your dice order or whatever else you buy, because there's other stuff on there, like pins and stickers and like dice mats and stuff. But you should go look.
And I am okay with it.
Yeah, you are.
I called him Dice Daddy one time, but then I was like, I need the code Dice Daddy, please. And he was like, he's like, just made it. And he's like, oh.
All right.
It works quickly.
Schedule-wise, what we got? We got the Wasteland Saga over on Goodman Games Official at 9:00. That's with myself, Artemis, DM Jeremy, Ryan from Canadian Dice, our friend Jeff Lamont, and a special guest this week, Jasmine from Key to My Heart Finds. Thursday, we have our Final Fantasy game, A Song of Crystal and Shadow, at 8:30 with DM Sophia. Friday, Fixius 5, 8:30 again with DM Artemis. Saturday, Together Among the Stars with Dungeon Daddy Rick and special guest Duckberg.
Woo! I like that guy. I love Duckberg.
Yeah, me too. He's cool.
He's pretty cool.
Sunday, Artemis and I are back over on DM Jeremy's channel for Legacy of Fire. And then, other than Mistwalkers next week, we are offline because all of us are going to be at GaryCon. Well, not everybody, but all of the DMs are going to be at GaryCon. So there won't be any games after Monday next week. Well, all the DMs who run the channel, run the game, are not going to be here, so there will be no game. The players are also here.
But what if a wave of Gerblin children took over the Vactaire while y'all were gone?
I would be okay with that, and I will send you our stream key.
Okay.
That's fine.
Oh, a man after my own heart, Ashley. Yes, daddy.
What else we got? We got our merch store over on Society 6. A new print is going to be going up very shortly, featuring the D20s created by Artemis to represent the Fixius 5 crew. They are amazing. Not up yet.
I'm working on the Mistwalkers. They're not done yet.
Not up yet, but it should be up like by tomorrow. And if you want to catch up on any one-shots you missed, or you want to catch up or re-watch the series, you can go over to YouTube and watch it, or you can listen to us on iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, or that other one, Spotify.
If I have a question, Afi.
Yeah.
If people draw fan art of our characters or like of any characters in the Vactaire, but they're not like Discord folk, where can they send their fan art so that way we can all see it?
Oh, they can send it to thevactaire@gmail.com, or just shoot it over to us in like Instagram or Twitch, whatever.
Tag us.
Yeah.
Please make fan art. It makes me so happy. Ooh, what's Maggie's pick this week?
Maggie, what's your pick of the week for Canadian Dice?
So it's cotton candy because it's blue and pink, which are trans pride colors, but also because I'm diabetic and I can't have cotton candy regularly. So this is the closest I can get, but I'm still not allowed to eat the dice, which I think is unfair.
Can you put it in your mouth if you don't eat it?
It's not recommended, I hear, but I mean,
What if it's cotton candy flavored though?
I wish.
It's like these pens have smells. Why have good smell if cannot?
Yeah. The dice I assume would have a good mouthfeel and they do look tasty, but please do not eat them. And if you eat them, we are not liable, nor is Ryan.
Yeah, we're not. Can you imagine
Anyway,
passing dice? What would you have to like? Would
Oh.
passing dice count as a roll?
if they're like that
Yes.
sharp edge like
Oh, that
resin
sharp edge
dice, the D4,
Yeah.
I'm
Okay,
pretty
first
sure
of
you
all,
would just
why
tear
you-
apart your colon.
Why would you swallow a D4? Out of all the dice, I think the one that's easiest
Spite.
to swallow is probably either going to be the D6 or the D12.
Spite.
I think it's spite. My second cousin ate a Lego once.
What if it's one of these little tiny itty bitty ones?
Oh, like the ones that Affy sent us.
Or how about the sparkle vomit? It's only a little bit bigger.
I have dice that have dicks in them.
Swallow the dick dice. Anyway,
dick.
let's play some D&D. No more talking about eating dice or swallowing dicks or whatever.
As DM Jeremy says, don't tell me what I can or can't swallow. Affy.
We are not liable.
Is
That's just
Jeremy
what
the
we're getting down
Scorpio?
to.
Yep. If you watch this podcast and or stream, whatever the fuck this is, we are not liable for your tomfoolery and idiocy.
True.
Though we do love you.
All right. So last week on the Mistwalkers, you all woke first thing in the morning. Sly and Athelstan, you were like, we're going to go chew on that Stegosaurus bone because science. And then you got attacked by a hideous creature that came crawling out of the water.
Nice French reference. I loved it.
Thank you. The creature itself nearly killed Keelai. And
Did kill.
well, no, nearly killed because of the reroll.
Yeah, but she saw the purple light.
You saw the purple light. You got pretty damn close.
I thought really, really hard about just letting her go.
Either way, good story. We like to have the dice tell stories here on this podcast.
We do. Thanks to a inspiration dice that was gifted from chat, Keelai did not die. Just got really, really close. As in, did die and then re-rolled and didn't actually die. The party, after sort of gathering themselves, Sly took the time to pick through the remnants of the treasure that this thing was using as armor and gathered quite a few items that they stowed away in their pack. Moving on, you ran across a hunting party of lizard folk who told you about She Who Leads and gifted Breeze a title. They who kill, the one that swims. They who swims. Going on further for the evening, your watches were interesting, to say the least. You saw a mutated wild boar or warthog. In the distance, unknown large mushroom-like creatures moved. And Keelai and Gordon had a little bit of a heart-to-heart, at least on Gordon's side, because Keelai was actually communing with the Raven Queen.
Mommy?
She is a mommy, for sure.
She is mommy. She's Elise's mommy.
You wake now on the first light as the bubble fades away and that oppressive heat and humidity begins to immediately settle into your bones. And I need Alaric, Breeze, Yinric, all to make wisdom saving throws. And Athelstan, sorry, to avoid or to shake the stress effect.
Stress.
Thank you.
You mean the stress effect I saved for last time? It never got removed? Same though.
Yeah, that one. Look, I was just
I'm-
going from the thing. I apologize.
Well, at least you got the bad rolls and the good rolls out first.
It was
All
the best
right.
of rolls. It was the worst of rolls.
Wisdom saving throw.
Ooh.
Charles Dyson's.
Ooh, 18 for me.
All right. Well, Sly, if I said you, I didn't mean to. You didn't have the stress effect anyway.
Yeah, get those bad rolls out now though, because that was
Yeah.
a 4.
That was bad. So unfortunately, Breeze, you just couldn't shake the stress effect overnight. Something about the creature, it reminded you of something you'd seen in the past, of things Atlas spoke of seeing through the telescope. And it stuck with you and you couldn't shake it. So you still have your stress effect from today. The rest of you are okay though. Let me just remove that.
Athel stands brewing a pot of tea,
All right.
crouched barefoot next to
It
the
says
fire.
I do have one.
Not on my side.
Okay. Well, then can I just take the check mark off?
Oh, yeah,
on
yeah,
mine?
yeah. Yeah, you just don't have the effect in place.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Knowing that I am still under the stress effect, I'm going to cast Calm Emotions on myself to get rid of it.
All right.
Nice.
In an attempt to get rid of it.
I can't find where that sits because I swear to God there was a place where there was an up. I'm looking for it and I can't find it. Oh, it's down here. So
All right.
18 saved one of them, right? Or all of them. I had 2 check marks. Oh, probably from the conversation with Yinric, right?
Yes. So you're fine. You're not frightened of Yinric anymore. You kind of slept on it, and it's like, well, he's here.
Whatever,
We're
he's
just
a
going to deal with it.
He's a fool.
So the calm emotions is only going to suppress it for the length of the concentration of the spell.
Oh, okay.
So
DM, can I give
Would it
Breeze
wait. Breeze? Are you? I tell you that so you don't have to cast the spell.
Okay. Yeah, I won't do that then.
Okay.
We'll stay with the stress effect then.
Does Lesser Restoration get rid of it?
Lesser restoration will get rid of it. Yes.
Can
Cedar?
I just use my asthma ability then?
Yeah, absolutely. Cedar?
Oh, I was going.
If you want to do it, go for it.
Jeremy, you stop that. No, I was just going to like offer a role playing thing. Like, what would tea brewed from the leaves of the power of the green of Mina help? Chamomile, special chamomile help, Breeze.
You can
Because-
certainly try.
Athelson just like crouched next to the fire, barefoot, just like.
You also have lesser restoration as an asthma.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to
Yeah, I think that.
role play it, and we can kind of
I'm
pull
kind of
in some
interested.
thirsty sword lesbian, you know, consolation stuff. We can do that.
The
Athelstan's
L
like,
word, Scott.
he's like,
Love.
I am pansexual. I am not a lesbian.
Atlas raises his hand. Am I a lesbian?
If you want to be, you can be whatever you want to be.
I don't. So I always wanted to do theater, but I was always too shy.
You should do theater.
That's a thespian.
What's the difference?
Thespian is somebody who is a theatrical performer or someone who is a theatrical connoisseur. A lesbian is typically a cisgendered female who is also into other females or femme-presenting people.
So Eli is a lesbian and Breeze is a thespian.
As far as I know, I mean, I personally do my best not to think too hard on Keeli having anything regarding his sexuality because it's gross.
I look
And
at
I'm not,
Keeli.
but not in a homophobic way, just because it's Keeli.
So you're Keeli phobic?
Not Keeli phobic, but like, Keli's okay.
Keli is good.
Keli's painfully good.
I like Keli, but not in a lesbian or thespian way. Just as a friend.
Breeze, you look kind of tense. Would you like some tea? Would anybody care for some tea?
Yes.
Yes, I'll have some tea.
Yes, please. Because you're having this conversation while Keli's standing right there.
Yeah, exactly. No, he's literally looking at you while he's saying this too. He's like passing around tea and stuff, and he like kind of he like, you know, when you the hot, you know, just like very carefully, just like holding it out to everybody, and like lays it into Breeze's hands. Are you okay?
Just a little tense. I don't know, something in that that fight.
Do you want to talk about it? He kind of mumbles, like glancing around at the others. If you don't want to, that's okay.
I think I'll be fine. It's just
I can
seeing
try
people
something.
seeing people in those death grips
Death grips.
of the tentacles, the tight space and the squeezing.
Kind of like glances around. Wonder that everyone's okay. Nobody got death gripped.
Point at Keli. Who else was in that death grip? That was
Liliana.
and Liliana. Yeah. Just point.
I didn't see that. Or he kind of like glances over Keli and Liliana. You okay?
Liliana sort of has that 1,000-yard stare,
You are
just kind of
okay.
disassociating into the distance.
He like gently pushes a cup of tea into her hands, and like one of the last remaining scones from the bakery. Soften if you dip it into the tea. I can try something if you would allow me, Breeze.
Sure.
May I touch you?
Yes.
He like kind of just gently lays a hand on their wrist, and will let invoke lesser restoration.
Okay. So the power of the green begins to flow up your arm, Breeze, and your limited interaction with Mina and the green itself, it's almost familiar at this point now. It settles into your bones and just lets you take a deep breath in and breath out. And with that, the stress effect fades.
Sorry, I got distracted. Sam is quite loudly snoring right now. He is donut right now, sticking on his face.
As you do. So
he kind of like lifts his hand a little bit. Are you okay? Was that
Much
okay?
better.
He just like lifts his hand away. Okay. So Liliana is having a bit of a moment here. Keli, are you okay?
I'm fine. We should continue on as soon as we can.
Out of character, Moose. Does Keli look fine?
Eli does not look fine.
Insight check. Do I need to make an insight check, or is it obvious?
I would say given your sort of relationship with Keli and knowing her for so long, they definitely do not look okay.
You're a terrible liar. Are you hurt?
And you're a pain in the ass. What's your point?
Everybody.
I'm okay for now. We need to get everybody to this village. The sooner we get out of this forest, the better.
Yinric, lead on.
I will.
Alrighty then.
I'll put tops
I-
on all of the cups to go.
I'm guessing from her 1,000-yard stare that Liliana is still suffering from a stress
or
effect.
two.
She isn't, but that sort of thing still
Okay.
sticks with you. Like,
Okay, well, I was going to use lesser restoration if she was, but if she's not, then
no, mechanically she doesn't.
Okay.
Roleplay wise,
Okay.
she is very not okay at the
Yeah,
moment.
like Athelstan will kind of nudge Alaric and be like,
Alaric would already be right next to her.
"Oh, okay then." I guess he'll give him some weed then.
She does finish the tea and the scone and, just kind of goes through the motions of cleaning out the cup and helping kind of break down camp. You didn't really have much of a camp because of the bubble, but like making sure the fire doesn't spread, putting that out.
I guess
Atlas, are you all right? You were up and close with that thing as well.
We could stand to do a quick check-in, I think, and I think it would be beneficial.
The tentacles reminded me of a lot of things that I've seen that I didn't like. Also, I think he died for a little bit almost, so I would say on a scale to 1 to 10 of 1 being not having a good time and 10 being having a good time, it was maybe a 2. There must be something worse, but I would say it was still pretty bad, honestly.
I'm all right, Atlas. Got lucky.
Athelstan is just cuts a look over to Keeli, just like, "You died?"
Maybe almost.
Only for a moment.
Oh, only for a month.
Yeah, is this like a lesbian thing where you don't care if you die and you're just cool with it?
No, that's
or-
called mental illness, my friend.
No,
Oh.
sweetie.
Athelstan walks up to Atlas. Atlasstan's about 6'6", and is Atlas about there too?
He's a little taller, like 7
Okay.
feet.
He's gonna kind of look you up in the eyes, and then go like this and hold his arms out. Bring it in.
Hug.
He
gives
will.
a good hug.
He
and
will. Yeah, he will give Atlas a hug, and he'll.
Can I hug you, Keeli? Or
He
do
will.
you not
He will
feel-
murmur into one of your 4 ears. Going to be okay.
I believe we will.
May
In
not.
all my 2 hearts, I do.
Just as a reminder, this is what you fought last week.
Cracking. He's hot.
You have 2 hearts, and then Athelstan there's a light pause, and then Athelstan's like, "You have 2 hearts?"
I have 2 hearts, 2 stomachs, 4 ears.
Oh, I never thought about that.
Yeah.
Are we sure he's a centaur and somebody didn't just fuse him in a horse?
What if I'm your brother?
Can we talk about this and walk at the same time, please? We're
Wait,
burning
I-
daylight.
Wait, Keeli,
Sure. Let's just get on with it. Did you just throw pasta?
Stop. Yeah.
No,
Like-
no, I set her on the back of the couch.
We don't yeet the kitty.
No, I set her on the back of the couch.
Atlas asked Keeli, wait, can I have a hug too?
Yes, Atlas, you may hug me as well.
Athelstan breaks away
Look
from.
at this little hand tapping you.
My
Have
blood
you
sugar
eaten?
is dropping.
Do you want
I'll
to
go get something.
Go get something to fucking eat.
Yeah, go get something.
We'll walk.
All right, so you begin walking. Yinric, thank you for the survival check, sort of going ahead of me of asking it, so thank you for that.
Cat
Gonna
cannon,
get
new
bardic
spell.
inspiration,
Nice.
But I guess.
Yeah, so you still kind of know where you are. Following along the River of Scales, it's really easy to get to Ocello from here. So the DC wasn't considerable. I do need, however, somebody to roll a d20 for me, please.
I want to do it.
Do it.
I'm gonna do it in the Tower of Secrets. Is this the random encounter? Counter?
Maybe.
Uh-oh.
Oh no. She rolled 2 d10s.
All right.
A D100.
Or two percentile die.
Just one moment here while I get this set.
Well, while you're buffering, I guess while we're walking along, Athelstan just kind of like watching Yin. Does Yinric hop? How does
Kind of
Yinric
like a-
move?
Kind of skips, I'd say.
He kind of like traipses along, kind of like
Yeah.
does he gallivant? Does
Kinda.
he skip? So he skips along?
Yeah, pretty much.
Does it look like he's listening to his brain radio?
Yes.
What song is currently stuck in Yinric's head?
White Static.
He's trying to remember a song.
And it is contemplating consulting his notes.
Yes.
I guess. Is Sly with Gordon, or is Sly perched on the shoulder?
The shoulder. As usual.
How about maybe he kind of like he like glances up to you. He's like, how about you? It seems that everybody is having a shitty morning. How are you feeling? I mean, I imagine you're feeling quite all right, seeing as how much gold you fucking raked in last night.
Really disappointed that the Stegosaurus wasn't more crunchy.
You know what? I feel that. I really do feel that.
I don't know. I don't know why I was trying to be quiet, and I sounded way more upset than I
You know,
Oh, it was perfect.
I really
actually.
do
Yes,
feel
I'm
that.
very upset.
I
Sorry.
really do feel that. The Sprite Pub does a fucking mean fish and chips. It is not soggy at all. It is got a quite satisfying amount of crunch, and when we get back, I will treat you to the most flavorful and delicious fish and chips you have ever heard of or had in your life.
I accept.
Excellent. I turned into a fucking dragon.
As you're having this conversation, in the distance, you can hear what sounds to be rushing, falling water. And it has this sort of almost tinny echo to it, as if it's falling from a great height into a great depth. And as you emerge from the hunting path, you find yourself standing before a great chasm in front of a waterfall.
Oh no, it's a
Uh-oh.
map. I can't see a thing. Oh no.
There we go.
Map.
I'm the map. I'm the map. I'm the map.
Oof, did we just start at the same time?
Yes, we did.
It synced up really well on my
Yeah.
end.
Yeah, that was pretty lit.
Yo, look at these freaking maps. These are amazing, Abby.
Thanks.
Affy the DM, everybody. Can we get some butts in the chat for Affy the DM?
Yes, please.
Can we get a shout out in the chat for Affy the DM? I can't do it. I'm not a mod.
The chasm ahead looks to be quite deep, even just from what you hear the sound falling. Excuse me. You can see the water rushing in, and for a little bit you see it as water comes in and reflects against it, casting just little glimmers of rainbow against the cavern walls.
Shit.
But then it becomes completely black.
Yinric,
Yes.
was this natural landmark in your notes?
Yes.
Do you remember anything, or did you write down anything in how to pass safely around said landmark?
I'm gonna check my book. Happy.
Affy is the book. Affy is the book.
Effie's the book.
Looking in, you know that you could probably scale the cliffs to get up to the top of the waterfall and follow the river a little further down. where it's not as much of a torrential pour. And you should be able to cross the river safely.
Okay, so
So-
we're at the bottom of the waterfall?
Yeah, it
You
looks
are
like
at the
shale.
bottom of the waterfall.
Okay.
So the shale stuff to the left of us, all of that looks like a cliff.
The issue I see with that is Atlas is going to have a hell of a time getting up that cliff.
Oh,
How
no.
tall is that cliff?
Wait.
Why doesn't Atlas just wild
into an
shape into
animal?
something else?
Yeah,
How-
hold on.
How tall
Or
is that cliff? Because I can vortex warp him to the top.
To
Or-
answer your question, the first plateau is about 25, 30 feet up.
okay, but hear me out.
Hearing you.
We just rotate Atlas 90 degrees so that the hooves are still like perpendicular to a
That's not
surface.
how the hooves work.
We can still noom?
Yeah.
There is a spell for that, but I don't know it.
Horses can go upstairs.
It just takes.
This is more of
Really
a
stairs,
sheer.
it's like a
Oh,
cliff.
yeah, I know.
That's what I meant. Just like 90 degrees and just
Atlas.
Mhm.
You ever seen a goat climb a nearly vertical surface for a tuft of
I
grass?
Yeah,
Yep.
I've never seen a goat climb a nearly vertical surface.
You know, I could just spider climb.
You know,
On
oh
all
my
of us?
god, I could be a spider and a horse and a man at the same time.
I can only do it on one person, but he's the one
Somehow
who needs
that's a
help.
little bit more terrifying. No offense, Atlas. But I can't. But actually, you as an 8-legged horse would be very sick.
Can I be the spider climber?
You're the
So-
one who needs it.
So where are we? So hang on. Do we need to go directly across this chasm, Yinric, or what? What do we got to do here? Where are we going?
We can climb up and go around. It'll be easier.
Okay,
Less rushy water.
this sounds wonderful.
I have a really stupid out of character question
You love to
because I was looking at my spells. If I cast banishment on myself, will it send me home?
I don't know.
to your home plane. Actually, that's pretty cool. You can be with your son for like 5 minutes or however long the spell
Oh, it'll be
lasts.
forever.
You
I'm
can
not
certainly
from
try.
here, so it would make me stay there.
That's how we end it.
Wait,
A
what?
tearful goodbye.
Oh.
I mean, I could try it on Sly, because Sly's not from here.
Neither am
But I can
I
come
or
back, right?
Liliana.
Like without the bag man.
I have a feeling that Sly's not going anywhere without Gordon.
Or my bestie.
Anyways.
There's like a long quiet moment, then Athelstan just like turns the biggest, shiniest eyes up at you.
Bet.
Big, shiny green eyes.
The weirdest mental image of like all the sharp teeth, like
Yeah. But like, no, he's like it's very anime right now. So he had no mouth, only eyes, several eyes.
Atlas, can you change into flying things yet?
I can. I could just
I think that was level 8 for druids.
just like from perched on shoulder to spider monkey. I'm ready this time.
Oh, okay, so
We never did talk about that, everybody. I'm not trying to brag or anything here, but I turned into
I
a
think-
fucking dragon yesterday, and that was
Out
fucking
of
awesome.
character, I don't think banishment even works in the domains.
Why wouldn't it though? Is there a rule against it?
Puffy's like, try it, do it, try it. I want to see if it
8th
works.
level for flying things.
Go
8th level.
ahead. Use your 3rd level spell slot. I won't judge.
I'm not using my 3rd or 4th.
Fine, I got 2.
Maybe,
I
I
got
don't know.
3.
Because you usually
No.
can't escape by like spells without specific reasons.
How
but, like,
sheer is this cliff face?
Have you ever seen sort of? It's more like a quarry almost, where it's that
Okay,
stacked plates of slate.
Oh, it's slate.
Yeah.
Which
Everyone's
means
got
we need to be really careful going up there because that
Everyone's
stuff
got-
cuts.
Yeah, immediately Athelstan's like adjusting his gloves and everything. And he's like, "Nah, everybody cover their hands." Atlas,
Hey,
can you change
Gor-
into something that's either
Yeah, I'm
easy
just
to
gonna
carry?
become a bird and fly away like an eagle.
You
You
can't.
you don't have flying yet. Next
But
level.
But I would love to watch him try to become an eagle.
You could be a penguin
You could
if you
turn
wanted to
into
be a
s-
bird.
You could
You
be
could turn
something that climbs,
An
like a squirrel.
ostrich,
Or a goat.
Or a monkey.
I hate
baboon specifically.
Oh.
Yes, Sly.
Two things. What is a flail?
A flail. It's
A mace
Type
with
of
a chain.
weapon. Yeah, it's you know how you have the mace with the ball on top? The ball is basically on a chain instead of connected directly to the stick.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, cool. And can I just like use the daggers to like up the up the wall?
You
I
can
love
certainly
this
try.
image. I love this image.
I'm gonna jump
Oh,
in.
beautiful.
no.
Now,
Sorry.
what was Duality gonna say?
I was about to ask Gordon, would you be able to pull us up if I was able to teleport you up to the top of that cliff? Just drop a rope and pull us up.
Yeah, man, that's no problem at all.
I mean, I could just jump up there and tie a rope.
How high can you fucking jump? He yells at the tiny little Harengon man.
Without movement of any kind, I can leap vertically 15 feet from a standstill.
This is about 25 feet.
Yeah, from a standstill, 15 feet.
Yeah, I
And
can just like pick him up and then like give him an old alley-oop.
Yeah.
Question: what about your ankles? What happens when you land?
Nothing. My feet are
I'm at-
designed this way.
Tuck and roll, Atlas. Tuck and roll.
Well,
I
tuck and
can't
roll.
do that. I'm built different.
You won't hit the ground anyway. You were gonna like perpetually be above, like, not on the ground.
Okay, I'll be
To
To
right back.
clarify that, just so everybody is on the same page, just because Atlas floats does not mean they are immune to fall damage.
Oh yeah.
They
no.
will still fall, they will still take damage.
I'm
They'll
They'll
just
just stop like
hit
1 inch
gravity.
above the ground.
my
Yes.
spankles. As Cedar says when they play Minecraft.
It's
Atlas,
only
is right.
spankles when you have squares for ankles.
I am going to, while everybody's talking, turn into a gecko.
Okay.
You see Atlas, and you know he's this tiny white gecko with like a pearlescent shine.
You have angry eyebrows.
I do have angry
You
eyes.
keep your horn in your animal form. Please tell me you keep your horn.
I
Like
love
Esther has her little angry eyebrows. You
I
have to
love
have
that.
your horn.
A little horn and your beautiful hair.
Yeah.
Like this is the
It's
greatest
like not
hairdo.
hair,
I've
it's like a
ever seen.
fin almost on a gecko. And then I like blink one eye, then the other, stick my tongue out, and then I die because it's a trap.
You're skittering up the wall as a gecko.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
Given the agility of geckos and that you can pretty much just take each sort of layer of slate as stepping stones, you make
It's
it
like
up no
stairs.
problem.
You're winded
I'm
to
still a
them.
gecko.
I imagine he's a little winded because that's 25 feet of stairs.
I,
For a gecko who's like this big.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
takes
I-
him a minute, but
I'll-
he's okay.
I default dance at the top.
Alright. Ulrich's just gonna toss Gordon his rope and then vortex warp him up the cliff.
A la Elden Ring?
I'm just gonna hop up the cliff.
Do you
All
take
right.
a running start? I want to see this.
Yes, I'll take a run.
Before you get vortex warp, Gordon will alley-oop Yinric
Alright.
for the extra 10
Softball
feet.
special.
Mhm.
Alright.
Well, he can run and jump more than that, but standing still, it's 15, I thought he said.
Okay, and you are vortex warping Gordon. What's the distance on
90 feet.
90 feet? Oh yeah, no problem.
Isn't it a spot you can see?
You can see up to like the ledge. So as Gordon lands, his hooves kind of and some of the slate cracks and breaks and begins to tumble down into the plateau
Back
below. But
Okay.
he's got the rope. The other end's at the bottom with you guys. Go
Go
ahead,
ahead, Sly.
Cedar.
My question, out of character moves question. Can we still feel the eyes?
Oh yeah,
We feel like we're being watched.
the sensation of being watched has not left. Even when you were sleeping in the night, you still had that feeling of multiple eyes on you. Like, even if your dream had nothing to do with an audience and you were by yourself, it was like all of a sudden you're in an auditorium and everybody's watching.
I'm gonna drop a perception check in the tower.
Sure.
Just for shits and gigs. It's like keeping an eye, trying to keep several eyes on things while everyone's like getting their asses up.
Okay.
You got a lot of eyes.
So taking a look around, you don't see anything out of what you would expect in a jungle. You know, when you're on the game trails, you see obviously like scat and scratch marks and drag marks and, you know, old bones and all that stuff. So you see all that. You don't really see anything looking directly at you, though.
What about hearing?
Same thing. Just the normal noises of a jungle. Birds cawing in the distance, bugs.
Any scent of decay or blood?
Oh yeah. That's pretty prevalent, but only in the sense that you are very close to game trails, very close to water sources.
Okay.
Like that sort of thing is just gonna be
Gotcha.
normal.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry, I just wanted to take that
No
moment
problem.
to observe. How we all getting up there? The gecko's up there, the minotaur's up there, the rabbit man's up there.
I'm gonna try some
Sly, you're
mirthful
next.
leaps.
I'm
Mirthful
gonna
leaps.
try to climb it first. And probably die because that's the way the day is gonna go.
No.
But
What if, now hear me out,
Why not?
we try it like at the rock gym.
Why don't we just tie the rope
I'm
to the
kinda
bottom
good at rock
person and
climbing.
Yeah.
So-
pull and pulls them up?
Literally, Athelstan walks over, he takes the end of the rope and he harness ties it around Sly and it's beautiful and it's perfect and it shines, it's like sparkles, and he kind of steps away and he admires his work and he's like, "Don't ask me how I know how to tie these ropes that well."
I knew that was coming.
So what do I oh
Start climbing.
okay.
Start,
can make-
just start, he's going. Albert's gonna yell up to Gordon, "Start pulling the rope." Sly, start walking the wall.
So you can make an athletics or acrobatics check at advantage.
Both at either or at advantage?
Either or, whichever one's better for you.
You can still do like the climbing thing, and you just have the added support of your boyfriend.
Because y'all don't trust me not to fall on my face.
We don't trust the cliff. It's slate. Damn.
21.
brother.
Okay. No problem whatsoever. Gordon is well used to picking you up, so he is well used to pulling you by this rope. And as you get up, he kind of like drops a kiss on the top of your head. And then kind of like lassos the other end back down.
Hey, wait. Because I did well, can I make it up the wall before, like the rope's a little slack because I wasn't being pulled up because I did well?
There was a little bit of slack. So you kind of like scurried up it, and Gordon did sort of try to like keep up with you pulling. Babe, wait, slow down. You might fall. Wait. Oh, there you are. Okay.
Hey,
And then throws the rope back down.
Athelstan dodges that by the Matrix.
You do not step on me, right? Nobody's stepping on me. I'm still a gecko.
I'll just like bend down and pick you up and put you on my shoulder.
Oh,
You can get
Atlas-
piggyback rides.
Atlas never gets to ride on other people because for some reason he's not allowed to ride a horse.
Hey, wait, hold on.
It's not
Would you like
happening.
to sit on my shoulder?
Yeah,
Okay.
and Arthas, it's cute. I'm a little guy on my little guy friend.
Actually, I'll just put you on my head.
He
We
can't.
send Liliana up next.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Athelstan like yells up. He's like,
Fingers.
I just had an idea. What if at some point, Atlas, you turn into something smaller than your usual self, and I turn into a horse?
I'm gonna become a mini centaur. Like a centaur, like a Shetland pony.
He's a
You're in
gecko
animal
right
form.
now.
You cannot speak.
No,
What
but
if you turned into a humanoid and then I turned into a horse?
No, but out of character. What if I was a dwarf Shetland pony?
I'm tying Liliana so that she can go.
I'm
Yep.
No. No, you can't hold.
Sam is just yelling at this gecko on my shoulder, and this gecko is just like geckoing,
making
licking,
gecko sounds.
licking
Don't
its own
even,
eyeball.
don't even act like you don't think that's an amazing idea, Sly.
No, I do.
So-
It's just
Yeah.
Maggie can't talk when she's a gecko.
Yeah,
So.
yeah.
Yeah.
Lick her
Like
eyeball.
Sly, Liliana scrabbles
Jeremy!
up the side.
Hear me do.
Disadvantage for Breeze for climbing.
Rude.
You already enraged the cliff, okay?
Liliana
do.
scrabbles up the side, a little bit of slack in the rope, just like Sly. And Gordon's like holding the end, going, I don't feel like, all right. And then he just kind of like lassos it back down.
Granted,
Okay, he's gonna have to haul me up there.
Granted, you would have advantage if we tied the rope to you, and then that would just cancel out the disadvantage, so.
I mean, initially I was just going to be jumping up the.
How high are mirthful leaps?
So I can add a D8 necessarily to my whatever my normal distance would be.
All
Why is
right.
athletics not here?
So your normal distance would be 10 feet because you have a strength check of 0.
Yes.
So even if you rolled max, it wouldn't be high enough.
Well, we've got like there's little ledges on out of the
Yeah,
slate,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Or is it-
Made from slate. And you are not the size or weight of a gecko.
It crumbles and it hurts when it
Really
gets inside
small.
your skin. Ask me how I know. I also go barefoot when I
Same.
hike.
Just from like the top. How do you know?
Okay, fine. And then I'll just tie the rope and climb.
Okay. Go ahead and make a athletics or acrobatics. Just a straight roll because of the disadvantage from chat.
Jeremy's a dick.
Because Jeremy
We
is a
already
dick.
knew that.
That's fine. Go away, Jeremy. 22.
Yeah.
22.
Dick butt. Dick butt.
No, you'll arrange more things.
All right. So you climb up, you do a little bit of hopping here and there, but you can tell as a couple of the shelves that stick out a little further that you could get your hooves onto, they crack and start to crumble like as soon as your weight gets onto them. So you have to hop off very quickly and you're like climbing up very, very fast. As you get up there, Breeze just you are Breeze. Gordon sets you down, unties you. All right.
Yeah, it was easy.
All right. Good. Good.
I dropped a roll in the tower.
Lasso goes back down for Athelstan next.
Oh, he was gonna try and do it without it, just for funsies.
Okay.
Oh no. The
'Cause he's an
cliff isn't
idiot.
ready.
First,
Hey,
and
now.
that is very telling. I would say I could retcon and say, "Oh yeah, I was waiting for the rope," but that's not with the intention that I rolled it. So I just thought it'd be funny.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So you tug your gloves on, crack your knuckles, and get ready to climb. And as you're climbing, you are a big dude.
Yeah.
Maybe not heavy, but
Have I gotten? But that's what. Have I gotten bigger?
no.
Not yet. Okay.
No.
Okay.
But the slate in a lot of places just comes
Mhm.
free in your hand, and you're like left with these handfuls of slate, and you can't get yourself even that far off the ground.
He's just like hanging like a foot off the ground. He's like going like this with the slate. He's like, "Hey, Gordon, I'll take the rope, please."
Yeah, no problem. Coming on down. Throws it
He
down.
like just like drops down. Thank you for the drink, y'all.
Thanks,
Thank
D.
you, Diana. Thank you, Diana. He'll harness tie, and he'll try again.
All right, so athletics or acrobatics with advantage.
Ew.
Oh yeah, no problem.
21.
With the assistance of the rope and being able to sort of get these footfalls and like the actual, most of your weight is on the rope as opposed to your own feet and hands, you're able to get up without a problem.
He gets up. He takes I want to take that Gordon hand. Does he reach out for me?
Yeah, of course. Reaches
Yeah.
out, grabs your forearm.
We clap each other on the forearm. He pulls me up. Do like the dude thing. Yep. He's like fingers get stuck in the knots.
I
got
got
that.
it. Don't worry. And these big moo
No.
cow hands start pulling the rope free.
Hela, you're next. I can get up there whether or not I have the rope. I got Gordon up there.
I'd like to, while that's happening, keep an eye on everyone's back
Sure.
here too.
From up top, you're looking down below, or up?
Yeah,
Up
I'm
top.
not. I'm keeping an eye. Yeah, I'm trying to keep an eye out behind us so that way nothing's creeping up on us up on the cliff side.
Okay.
Atlas should be on my shoulder.
I mean, granted, I have 360 vision, but like,
Just like look at Athelstan. Is this what it feels like when I'm on your shoulder?
yes, but you wear heels.
Should get gecko-sized heels.
Gecko-sized heels. Is there such a cobbler?
There's probably one in Katarkus.
The rope comes back down for either Alaric or Keli.
I guess I'm going.
Okay. So you tie yourself in.
That
Uh,
sounds about right.
Yep, that
Did you-
is
Did you
Flash
just
of
roll a
Genius.
12?
Flash of Genius 16.
I'll be right back.
Please let him explain how he uses his flash of genius to help.
At the last second, he sees. He just. Give me a second. My brain is like.
It's okay. I can do it. I got an idea if you want me to go
Ooh.
with it.
Go ahead.
So as you are watching Keli begin to ascend, you can see that the rope where it's tied at her hip is coming loose. So you quickly, while she's still within kind of range, go up, cinch it tighter with like a better knot. I don't know knots. And Keli is able to make it up the cliffside.
Clearly, Keli doesn't.
True.
Actually, I can't make that decision for your character, and I don't want to know. Well, Athelstan doesn't, but Cedar does.
Yeah, no, Keeley has no fucking clue about that kind of stuff.
There's no
Alright.
bondage in heaven.
Oh, I'm not saying that there's not.
I'm
Keeley
joking.
just is that kind
Obviously
of
there is.
person.
I'm good.
Natty 20!
Yeah. So Alaric, like the rest of you, other than Keli, it's a heen.
I
Hi,
take
Heen.
roleplay very seriously.
That's an atlas on your shoulder.
How's Heen feeling lately?
She's
Feeling a little
good.
better? Feeling a little better?
She's a new lizard. She's shed all of her old skin, so
Good for her.
Good.
Didn't got no scrunkle in them nostrils or ear holes. Good girl.
Good.
You can go at a great weight.
You, was that?
She's at a great weight. She looks really good.
Yeah, she does look really good.
yeah,
Very-
So much
she's,
bigger than I remember.
Very shiny.
She's grown a lot. She's almost she's a little over 1.5 feet long now.
Yeah, damn.
She's so spotty. Show us the belly. Oh, belly, belly,
So
belly.
pretty.
Looked like big salamander. Okay, anyway.
So
Sorry.
you all make it up the cavern side and begin walking down the river to try and find this sort of shallower area that isn't rushing water. And after about an hour's walk down the water's edge, you do find that space and you're able to cross easily.
Okay.
About 2 hours later, you arrive in Ocello. It's a very, very densely packed village, literally with buildings built on the edges of widened hunting trails. There's no roads, there's no paths. It's just huts and buildings built in and amongst the trees that densely cover this area. And I got another map for you.
Is it ground level or is it up in the trees?
Ground level.
Or both? Okay.
Hey, Rolls, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the backpack.
Are these temporary looking structures, or is there a sense of is there like stability of permanency?
There is some level of permanency, you think. A lot of them do show a little bit of age. They've been here a little bit, but they are still lived in, they're still cared for, and there just isn't a whole lot of room for them to be moved elsewhere.
What a cute map. Which path are we coming in on, may I ask?
You are coming from the north side, across the
Okay.
bridge, and you find yourself on basically what is the main drag. There's only 2 drags, but you're on the main one.
Okay.
House is
Alright.
built further into the trees too than like what it shows, or is
Not-
it just along this path?
It's really just along this path. It's very, very
Okay.
close to like the edges of the hunting trails. There was some, like clearly some forest was cleared to make these houses, make room for them, and to build them using the materials, but it's too dense to go any further. The ground is too uneven. It's just not gonna fly.
You
What's-
good, my dude?
What's Populous look like? Is it kind of busy right now?
As you arrive, you can see that there are some people walking around doing like day trading. Very much a trade society, very obviously. Like you see an elf holding like the neck of a chicken and bartering with a human for like grains. It's very trade based. So
Just the chicken neck?
Yeah.
Just
Is
the
it-
chicken neck.
How much is the conversion rate for chicken neck to wheat? Does it look like?
Turkey neck is better, in my humble onion.
How much is the exchange rate?
you don't know that, but you can go ask if you want to.
Immediately, Athelstan is salivating.
No, he's not gonna ask, but he's curious.
All right, Yinric, where's this leader of yours usually
Is
hang
Atlas
out?
still a gecko?
At this
Probably not.
point,
It's been
no.
2 hours.
Yeah, he hopped off your shoulder at one point, and in midair he turned back, and then he's like on the floor, and you guys have to help him up. I'm not.
You can get yourself up. You're a horse.
Horses can get back up.
Let him be helped up.
Well, we're all well, actually, Gordon could do it by himself, probably.
Yeah.
He's
Gordon-
like,
Gordon assists you up.
Athelstan would like to assist as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
But,
I'm
like,
gonna go put her to
I'm
bed.
not used to transforming. I've transformed like maybe 3 times this whole time we've been together, which is like, if I were to quantify this in a time span, like 40 episodes
you've been, how long have you had this ability?
for a long time.
And yet you never use it?
I like being me.
It's fair.
It's good to be you. I like
Yeah.
you. I like you as well. But you're you no matter what you are. And then he kind of like goes like, he kind of like taps his temple and then taps his nose and points, gives you like the little point finger gun thing and like winks. And then he looks at Yinric. What Kelai said. Where is your leader? Take us to your leader. Also,
Right.
I'm starving.
Well, let's hit the market then. Let's get some food.
Can we do business first? And his stomach just growls so loud.
I mean, we can do both at the same time.
Yeah, we'll pick up something to go.
Okay. So there isn't so much like a traditional market as most of you are familiar with. There's a couple of buildings in the center of the sort of like T intersection that have some sort of trade going on. There's a little bit of like an auction going on almost. And it is, again, trade-based auction. Up on the block, there is a like 2 piglets. And the trade coming in, like the bids are things like, 3 chickens, 4 dozen eggs, a cask of mead. Like that's just sort of the bidding, and it's pretty much just coming down to what the person wants in exchange. They're just trying to get the best deal for what they have.
Okay.
There's also like just a sort of not a general goods shop exactly. There's a
store.
house. It's very, very quaint. It's a straw hut with a thatch roof, and they have this sort of stall built onto the front of it that has like a display area of goods that they have available.
Does any of it smell like meat?
Uh, there is some like hardtack, and you can see sort of waiting in the wings at the auction house that there is butchered meat available that will be coming up after the piglets are taken care of.
But what do we have other than gold to buy stuff with?
We have lots of things, and he like kind of like opens his pouch, and he's like, "Well, if I reach past the fertilizer, of course." And he kind of just like cocks an eyebrow over at Atlas. How are Straw Herald and the others, by the way? Pulls out like a couple of owl bear claws and stuff, and he's like,
They're doing good, I think. Hello, boys and girls and other individuals.
Sorry?
I
Plants.
greet my.
Oh, yes, yes.
It's been a while since we've heard from them.
It has. Do they say anything?
Oh, yeah, they respond. They're like, hey.
"Oh, thank God!" I had a moment. I was like,
Yeah.
Sorry.
Did you just
I'm so sorry. I was trying to like sort like 3 things out in my mind at once, and it just didn't work out
sorry.
for me.
Sorry.
It's okay.
While we're like kind of milling about, I guess Athelstan will ask Yinric where the main, like where the supposed leader of his is.
She could be anywhere here. Not really like a central location. Just somewhere.
There's
doing
not
something.
like, is there not a conglomeration or something? A table?
Not exactly.
A council?
Yes, but no.
Is this even a leader?
Yes.
Is it a
And
group
the
of
leader
leaders?
does not.
What?
Is it a group of leaders? Rather than just a single person?
A leader than like elders, I would say.
That sounds like a council to me.
Do they
So is there
usually hang out
is
at
there
the
not a
same
place where like they usually hang out? Sorry, Breeze. I didn't mean to talk over you.
Essentially the same question.
What
I'd
they
have to consult my book.
I'm gonna wait for that meat to go on the block, and he's just like,
Okay. Yinric, you know that there is your leader is the leader of this area, but they're also kind of the leader of everything here. When she's not available, there is sort of like the elders that you can go to discuss issues or, ask for advice. But when it comes down to like village altering decisions or anything like that, that's all to your leader.
He doesn't remember the HUD is.
Does your leader have a name?
Shakuna.
Matana.
Shakuna.
Shakuna.
What type of individual should we be keeping an eye out for?
Depends on the day.
He's just like salivating as the meat is being brought out.
What do you
It,
mean?
it, it depends on the day.
I don't understand.
He takes out a broccoli crown and just shoves it in his mouth.
But I don't understand.
She
what
looks
you're
like
talking-
one thing today and looks like something else tomorrow.
Like, huh?
A shapeshifter.
I mean, does her hair differently, I guess. She just looks different each time I see her.
What should I be looking for? A Harengon? Should I be looking for a tiefling? Should I be looking for a beholder? What am I looking for?
A big buff tribal warrior.
Can you be a little bit more
Elven
specific
dwarven-
here?
As you glance around, there's a lot of those.
Yeah, Athelstan just kind of like he does like the
I've never been asked to describe her before because everybody knows her.
literally Athelstan just like leans over to Keeli and just mumbles in Celestial, "I want to punch the rabbit man in the head."
So
I
I've
So
never really
hard.
thought about it.
I
Do they
am
have
very
pointy
Stop you, I
tempted.
beard?
promise.
Do they have a beard? Do they?
No, she doesn't have a beard.
Okay.
Maybe
Most
I
of the
shouldn't
time.
punch him in the
Pointy
head
ear.
because he'll just lose more memories than he already doesn't have.
Ulrich's
Which he
just gonna
apparently
walk.
seems to be okay with.
Ulrich's just gonna walk up to the nearest person from the village and ask them if they know where the leader of the village is, because
Shakuna.
Yinric's not being helpful.
Okay.
Do people seem to recognize Yinric? I would love to know.
Yeah, like as you're walking down through to the middle area, you do see a couple people kind of wave at him. Hey, Yinric.
And
Hey,
he's
welcome
like-
back.
He's like, "Hey, I have no idea who that
Hey!
is."
Exactly.
Fourth house on the left. Bob?
Yes, that's exactly how it works.
Oh my god.
Do they appear to like
If,
him,
if
or
Yeah.
are
Bob
they
got into
like-
Yeah.
the domains, we're in trouble.
Is he a beloved character?
He's a known character. I won't say beloved. It's not like Cheers where everybody's gonna be like, hey, you're here, yay. Just sort of like, this is a person that lives here. We will greet them as a friend
Like-
and neighbor.
Like, sup, he's back, and someone like someone's like, pay up, and he's like, just like,
Sure, yeah. There's a couple bets that get passed back and forth.
that's
If I
mean.
forget to come back or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you remember to go back.
Yeah.
Okay. So to round up, Athelstan, you're waiting for the meat.
You're so hungry.
Eli, you are looking for any sort of jewelry. Anybody else?
Well, you already heard what I said I was going to do.
Asking.
Yes, you
somebody
were
for
going to go
directions.
talk to somebody about finding Shakuna. Anything else?
I'm gonna hang out with Athelstan. Actually,
Okay.
no. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go see if anybody's trading for any plant stuff.
Plant stuff. Okay.
Do you want your fertilizer or your pots?
No,
To
I'll
trade?
come back. I
Okay.
don't think I'm gonna trade those things for it.
Sly, what if they have dinosaur meat?
We need it.
Yes.
They,
I don't
they
know.
definitely do.
I don't know exactly what that meat is. It's red and it's bloody, and I want it. He passes a broccoli crown up to you. Eat your vegetables.
Okay.
It's good. It's good for humanoids to consume a balanced diet.
Pretend this is broccoli.
What's the flavor of that? I've been watching you eat it, and I'm just like, nom, nom, nom.
Oh.
It's
It's
pink.
like, yeah,
it's
it's not
magenta
like
flavor.
the firecracker ones. It's like different. I don't know.
Oh, good grief! Another giant woman. Is there a 42-foot tall woman here? If Shakuna
No.
42 feet tall.
No.
Ah.
Okay. So we'll start with the auction. The piglets get auctioned off in exchange for like a sheaf of wheat and a small sort of hogshead of ale. And then a very large cow flank is brought up and put on the block.
How large?
The size of a cow.
So, okay, so you said a flank. Now, is this half a cow or is this quarter a cow?
The flank of a cow is like a quarter of the cow.
I'm coming from a hunting household. I'm
It's
sorry.
the butt. The butt, like the back leg
It's the
and
back leg.
Yes.
Gotcha. Cool.
That
cool,
big.
Cool. What's the bidding like around
It's
it?
Yinric sized.
Yeah.
Mm,
Couple of bids go up. There's, a bushel of apples. There's 200 feet of hempen rope.
He'll bid up some of his tea, I guess, first, and maybe add a couple of elbow claws or teeth.
Okay. So as you bid, a couple of eyes kind of look over at you and squint, not in a way of like, what an asshole, how dare he? More of a, this is a new person joining
Like, who
in on
dat?
our economy. What is this? What is happening? I don't
Also,
understand.
they hear the horrendous growling of his stomach.
Yeah. Somebody outbids you with, it's the same person with the sheaf of wheat and the hogshead of ale. They throw in half a dozen eggs.
I cannot compete in this economy. I have very few usable goods, barterable goods, and he's like going through his bag.
Throw in a pound of edible fungus.
Would
I'll
Athos
walk up.
Athelstan just makes a pound of edible fungus.
Well, I've got
No,
some.
we
I've
have
got,
some.
like, 6 pounds.
You
I've got,
guys
like,
have
6
some.
pounds of it.
He's just
Oh,
Atlas, what were you gonna say?
mushrooms.
yeah. Atlas would like. Does he hear what's going on as he's?
Oh,
looking
yeah.
in?
Yeah.
Okay, he walks back over, to help his buddy, and he has a lot of stuff in his inventory.
I know.
They seem to like edible goods.
Let me see what I.
He's like making more broccoli.
As you put up this pound of edible fungus, the same person puts up a like a shovel, like an actual shovel.
I walk over and I will put my hand over by stand. Apple stand.
Apple stand.
Athelstan.
I know. Can't never forget.
Yes, I
And
know,
just holds up
that's why
2
he's saying it
vials.
to him.
Here, bid this.
What the fuck are these? Is
Just
these
bid
the
them.
one? Is this? Are these the vials with the? Are these the
No.
vials with the sliver and the ball in it?
No,
What are these?
they're vials.
What is inside the vials?
Things.
What is the thing's content?
I'm not quite sure.
And he says in Celestial, I'm going to punch him in the face. I'm going to punch him in the fucking face.
Eli's busy looking at jewelry.
I don't know what you're saying, bestie, but I support you.
Does anybody know how to identify these things?
Not quickly, just do it.
I really don't. No, really, Yinric.
Just do one.
I am so hungry, and I do not.
I
need
just
to
grabbed
become,
them. I'm like, these.
I do not need to. Oh yeah, you just grab him out of his head. He's like, I do not need to become a village pariah in a place that I just
You
came
won't. It's
to,
fine.
hoping to find the answer to save literally the entire
It's fine. Just
the
bid
entire
the
plane of
vials. You'll be
Darkon.
fine.
Okay,
You'll get the food. It's not a big deal.
literally the vials are up in the air, added on top of the
Sold
broccoli.
to that purple man back there and the tiefling on his shoulder.
It's complicated. What was being sold out there? What was this hank of meat?
This was the leg and butt area of a cow.
Oh, I thought the leg was already sold because the
Nope.
wheat guy outbid me.
No, you
Oh.
guys kept going back and forth.
Cool. As soon as it is presented to us, I take out a knife. I cut it. I shave off a very decent portion, and hand the rest to the guy, and just start eating it.
Which guy?
The guy who wanted to bid with me, who was like outbidding me constantly. He's like,
So you fed yourself.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's like carving it up. He's like, does anybody else want some of this? Is it cooked?
No.
Okay, good.
But it
Does anybody else want some of this for later
No, I'm
or
good.
for now?
I mean, when it's cooked,
Does it stay good in the bag of holding?
it'd be very difficult to fit half of a cow or a quarter of
Okay,
a cow.
he shaves off some, shoves it in it, and sticks it between his teeth, and shoves it in the bag of holding.
All right.
I am imagining that there's like parchment paper that it's wrapped in a nice big
Yeah,
old...
it's not like this big hank that's bleeding everywhere. It's just,
Yeah.
you know, it's
Oh, no,
wrapped up,
that's like
butcher
picture it
paper and
this way.
twine.
He rips the piece that he's got in his teeth in half and gives the other half to Sly.
Sorry, not butcher paper. It's more like banana, like the banana leaf style.
Oh, I
With
love
big
that
palm
shit.
leaves.
Is it tied up in a nice little cord? Like a nice little twine cord made out of like banana leaves
Yeah,
or
basically.
rushes? Beautiful. Love that shit.
Yeah.
We will roast this later.
All right. Eli, you see at this sort of like general goods vendor, There is a wooden jewelry box inlaid with a... It's not steel, it's not platinum, it's not silver. It's inlaid with some sort of grayish metal. And opening it, you see that there is a beautiful bracelet inside made from bleached coral.
Okay. I would like to trade for this.
Oh, would you now? And the person standing behind the vendor's table is this furbolg with like this just like chin strap that kind of goes down to their chest. Female, probably about 7'8", 7'8".
Trainee's
Rail
cousin
skin.
did
Rail skin, skinny, dressed in like leathers, and their hair is kind of pulled back into... It's kind of similar to yours, actually. Kind of shaved on the sides and like up in a bun. But it's like a big messy bun, like a poof almost. Like what's her face from Jersey Shore poof, but at the back of the head.
Don't you cannot do this to me. You know her name.
Snooky.
No.
Snooky.
There you go.
Yeah, that I was close. I knew it starts with an S and there's an ookie in there.
You said it very much like Bill. That was like wrong bitch.
Yeah.
That's Anna Paquin.
I couldn't remember what her name was. Fuck off.
That's beautiful because I did post a gift to the chat earlier of her just eating a pizza while completely blasted.
Yeah.
Oh, the dream.
So, what you've got there, young Asmar, for trade?
You know what I am?
I do. Not the first Asmar I've seen in my life. In fact, I think that one over there is as well.
He's just, and you look over and he's got like beef in his teeth and he's like digging through his bag and he like pulls out like something that's wrapped up and he's like,
yeah.
That one's a bit more odd than the last one I saw, though.
What was the last one you saw?
Oh, it was mighty about 5 decades ago, but you know, you have a bit of an aura to you. Well, there is that too, but I didn't want to point it out. It seemed a little racist.
I don't see many of them around here. Well, in general.
No, they're very rare from what I understand. So what can I trade with you, love?
I have a dagger I could trade, or I have a mace that I have no idea where that came from.
It's always fun when random shit shows up in your inventory, isn't it?
Yes. Or if that's not the sort of thing that you trade, I can trade a story.
Let me inspect these weapons, and then maybe we can talk about a story.
Sure.
So she takes the dagger and the mace.
It's a basic-ass dagger and a basic-ass mace.
Okay.
I have no idea where the mace came from, but it's in my inventory.
It's probably from your starting gear.
It could be.
Yeah. So she inspects the mace. You know, it's serviceable. Same with the dagger. To be honest, the mace... bludgeoning damage doesn't really help in a lot of our work, so I think I'll take the dagger and the story for the bracelet and the wooden box, if you like.
Be right back. Sure. Because Athelstan's nosy, he'll end up wandering over there. But continue, please.
This is happening concurrent to the auction, so...
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah. So what's your story?
So Keeler would tell a story about where I grew up, there was a lake that was filled with stars. And when I was a little girl, I used to go swimming there. And one time I saw a vision of all the outer worlds. It was quite beautiful.
The outer worlds, you say?
Yes.
Hmm. Go on.
Which was
Sorry.
anyways. I saw the stars spin around and the world changed, burned, and became what it is again. A cycle.
Like all of the worlds. Like all of life.
Sure.
Turn and burn, as they say. Thank you for your story, young Esmer. And she kind of bundles the box with the bracelet inside up in, again, more like palm leaf sort of wrapping, and hands it over to you. Lovely trading with you. Let me know if you need anything else.
What is your name?
Moira.
It's nice to meet you. I am Keelai.
Nice to meet you too.
And she kind of wanders back over by where Atlas is, or where Athelstan is stuffing his face.
Yeah, about
Literally-
then is when
Yeah.
Athelstan is like shoving the cow leg into the bag of holding and like chewing on just
He's
the
got
strip
it's
of
like
meat.
hanging out,
Yeah.
just hanging out of his mouth, and he's like, Keelai, I found dinner.
Okay.
And he rips some out. He's like,
No, I'm good right now.
passes it up to Sly.
Now, flipping to Alaric. Again, concurrently during the auction and Keelai doing the jewelry hunt. You go to this sort of, not an assembly, but there's like a group of 6 or 7 people that are just sort of standing a little bit off from the center of town, the center of the village, and just kind of chatting here and there. They are a bit of a conglomeration of people. There's like a lizard folk and another furbolg. There's a dwarf and a gnome, a human, a little bit of a smattering of sort of everything present. And they're, as you approach, you can hear them talking about the upcoming solstice moon.
All right. Give me a second. My brain is like today.
It's all good.
That was a weirdly good fart noise. Do it again.
That was a good fart noise.
Excuse me.
All eyes of this little group kind of turn directly towards you as they stop talking. One of them nods.
Me and my companions have come from a great distance due to a certain very forgetful Herringon asking us to come to this village and meet your leader.
The dwarf immediately begins to cackle and like buckles over, hands on the knees, just like heaving out this laughter. Ah, you know fucking Yinric.
Yes,
You
I do.
poor son of a bitch.
Yeah, he's not very descriptive on who we are supposed to meet, so I was hoping to get directions. Since obviously he couldn't find the broadside of a barn if he walked into it.
No, and I can assure you he has walked into a couple of broadsides of the barn. And the narrow sides too, which takes a little bit more talent as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, you're probably looking for Shakuna.
That would be the name he gave us, I believe.
Oh, she's
Yes,
out
that
at
would be
she's out at the lodge. So she probably won't be back until after the solstice, but you can always go and seek audience with her there.
Alright. would I be able to get directions? I don't exactly trust Yinric.
Of course.
Anywhere.
You go out this way, and he gestures to the western bridge across the river. And you're basically just gonna get to the cliffs, scale the mountain, and then follow the mountain's edge down south. Not too far, maybe about 2 or 3 days travel, depending on how well you can climb.
Should be able to do such, thank you. Out of the village, follow the path, to the cliffs, climb the mountain, scale the mountain, lodge on the other side. Got it.
It's up on the mountainside, southern tip. You can't miss
Southern
it.
tip. As long as Yinric's not leading the way, we won't miss it.
Yinric knows the way. He may be daft, but he knows the way. Just don't make any side excursions and you'll be fine.
Thank you, and that's always good advice.
Our pleasure.
Good day to you.
Good
Yeah,
day.
Eli.
So Alaric joins you again just as Athelstan is shoving the cow leg in and eating and the conversation is happening. Anybody else doing anything in the middle of the village?
I was helping Bid.
Kind of, honestly, Cedar would like to look around more, but I don't think Athelstan would be terribly interested. So he looks around and he's like, Samson, you okay?
Okay, buddy.
Sorry, he might be having an asthma attack.
That's okay.
You okay? I guess he'll be like, all right. Where to? Where's...
The leader is out of the village at a lodge on the other side of the mountain, southern tip.
So not there.
Excuse me?
I asked directions. I did not feel it was pertinent to follow the rabbit.
Athelstan looks out in the distance, and he's like, that mountain? It's not the one we just climbed over, right? Okay, good.
Okay, good.
But it's like, is that one all the way over there?
You
That
came from
mountain?
the east into Ocello through the northeast, and you're leaving to the west.
He points to the west. That mountain?
For how long? Can we just wait?
What? When?
Apparently, she will not be back until past the solstice.
Out of character
When's
moves.
the solstice?
How much time?
When is that?
You guys don't know.
When is the solstice?
Can I make a check?
Top the shoulder of the
'Cause
person
I'm,
next to us. When's
can
the
I make a check?
solstice?
You can make a nature check, Atlas.
Yeah, because do I get any advantage? Because my thing is.
Sure.
Oh, I forgot to roll my Woven wheel. Hold on, I got to do that too.
Okay.
It's the odd one. I'll look up which one that is because I forget.
I think that's woe.
I gotta love like whoa. Was anybody else emo? I got.
Yeah.
Actually, I guess. Hold on. What am I rolling? Nature.
Nature.
At advantage.
Yep. Okay. Given
I think we're good.
Given the position of the moon in the sky as you saw it the past couple nights, you think the solstice is likely maybe 3 or 4 days from now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good. So we'd arrive at the lodge just at the beginning of it. Athelstan kind of like...
Great view, though.
Athelstan kind of thinks for a second. He's like... And he says in Celestial, didn't we hear something about the solstice in Valishan and the trial of Horts?
Hang on. I have my notes. Can you not, ma'am?
But I need attention. I require it. You were working all day, and I need it now.
Yeah, and that didn't stop her from annoying the shit out of me all day. I think she's in love with Rob, honestly.
It wouldn't surprise
One's
me.
in love with Rob.
No, my boss,
She's a
Rob,
cat.
not this
she
Rob.
asked the cat.
Oh.
She literally sat on my desk and like stared at him like for an hour today.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
I would stare at Rob for an
Um,
hour. Oh, I didn't do my pre-stream ritual.
No,
You can
Do
do
it.
break
I-
ritual.
I don't have any notes about the.
Trial of Hearts.
I have that, but
I don't know that.
that doesn't have anything to do with the solstice.
Does it?
Not according to my notes.
It could. We might not have heard about it.
There's
Okay,
the thing
yeah.
about the flower.
Yeah, I know about that, but like, and he looks at. I guess he'll look at Yinric and say in common, "Does the solstice have anything to do?" And he kind of glances around with the Trial of Hearts.
Oh, Chakuna's on the hunt. Okay.
Yeah, she's looking for a dinosaur.
I wonder if she'll find a dinosaur.
She's on the. Yeah, she's looking for a dino. Yinric, you're muted. No, you're not.
I noticed. Yeah, the kid ran down the stairs blaring her show, so yeah.
Would the solstice be any? Would be any? Anything to do with the Trial of Hearts?
That's a good possibility.
I'm not getting.
What is the Trial of Hearts?
Oh my god!
He's not gonna know.
You just literally just.
It's a trial of the heart.
Oh my god, I will beat you up. I swear to God, I will beat you up, and I will let him beat you up.
I imagine it's some sort of Hunger Games kind of bullshit.
What is that, like a pie eating contest? We would sometimes do those in the carnival.
I could go.
Oh,
for some
Atlas.
pie right now. I could go for some pie right now, but no, I'm assuming it's a tournament to the death.
Oh, that's very different. Are you low still, Artemis? Or
No.
she just being?
I don't think so.
I like it when she puts her little hand.
All right, so you think so? Alaric, how long did they say the trek was to this lodge, and did you get directions?
I got directions, and they said it was 3 to 4 days, I believe.
Oh, do we have to fight to the death, or can we just? Or are the other people gonna do it and we watch?
I don't expect to. I hope. Well, I can't expect anything. We'll do our best to avoid any trials to the death.
I don't want to have a. trial
Although
to the death.
they did recommend, if we're going that route, to pick up climbing equipment.
I'm a horse.
Yeah, we.
Who can turn into a gecko? You should be fine.
I can only do that a certain amount of times a day, but okay.
I'll just turn into something that can carry you at some point.
A horse.
But I can
Oh,
only.
bigger.
But I can only.
Did
do
we
that once or
seriously come to this village looking for this person, and they're not here, and now
Yeah.
we have to go traipsing through the jungle again and climb a mountain?
I mean,
Yeah.
we don't have to.
I mean,
We can wait.
she-
Week to week.
She was here when I left, but time's weird between the domains, so.
I need you to look me. I need you to look me in the eyes right now, Yinric.
As he cranes his neck all the way up.
He'll crouch down to meet your eyes. Look in my. Pick one. Pick an eye. Pick one. Okay. I need you to tell me that Chakuna, your leader, sent you after us under the impression that Chakuna can help us retake the seat of Darkon.
With all my information I was given, that is accurate.
And now they're not here.
I would like to make an insight check.
Go for it.
I mean, Cedar believes him, but like,
What's up, Sly?
Is it?
So I wasn't here for that whole conversation, but something was mentioned about me. Was something mentioned about looking for me specifically?
Yes.
Okay, do I
So-
know that?
yeah.
Yes. From what you recall, the conversation was they were looking for Athelstan to assist with the domain issue. and they were looking for you because of what you know about the Bagman.
Would your
Fly
count-
404 has stopped working.
She just suddenly dawns on her. She's like,
No, y'all everything froze. That was just
Oh,
good
you
timing.
froze on our end, and I thought you were
Oh.
just doing the cedar acting where you don't blink or move or breathe. That,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, I froze, but it was perfect timing
It was
because
perfect
I
timing.
was also like, ugh. And
So,
it's
yeah.
the person, it's this person that wanted to.
Yinric, would your council of elders have any knowledge of
No.
what you were sent here for? No, of course not. Okay, so we either wait a week.
I vote for that. I'm lazy today.
I don't think that doing that would be a good idea.
Or we walk through the jungle for another 3 days.
Well, we're going
But
to
the
have
jungle was so much fun. We get to see so many interesting things.
That was
There's-
fun.
there.
Oh, yeah.
There are so many things.
She
That
almost
could be-
died. She almost died.
Maybe
I
more
did die.
But
Everybody got
did you
scared.
die? And did you stay dead?
Almost.
Almost as good. It's better than
Okay.
Definitely.
Do I know anything about the solstice that's coming up? Does it mean anything to any of us?
For Athelstan and Keli, whatever is in your notes, that's all you know.
What about Atlas?
Atlas, you know that in general, and I will say this is like general knowledge for most people, the solstice is usually like a renewal or a rebirth, some sort of celebration to that effect. It's generally either the longest day or the shortest day. Like, you know, there are variables, of course, but that's like the general knowledge.
What about me? I'm in a cult. Solstices are important about cults. To cults, I can't word English. Whatever.
So to you, definitely, you know that in particular in cults, particularly your own, sacrifices, you know, blood gifts, anything like that. That's when the veil is the thinnest, when the lines between domains is the smallest, the narrowest.
Coming for me.
When it's easiest to commune with the heavens and the hells
Bagman.
and anything else in between.
We've
Yes,
lost-
heavens. Definitely not the Bagman.
We've lost so much time already.
Oh my god, this is why she wants me. This is why this person wants me to go there so that they can summon the Bagman. It's like existential panic on Athelstan's shoulder.
He's like rocking with you. He's like, slide, slide, slide.
Gordon scoops you up and holds you against his chest.
We have lost so much time already. What time is it right now, roughly? Like midday?
Yeah, like 12 or 1.
I mean,
We've lost
since
time.
we're going to be traveling and climbing, I personally think take as few people as possible.
You want to leave some of us here.
I'm just saying it might be better.
Y'all are gonna get eaten.
No.
We're not leaving anybody behind. If we go, we all go together. I'm sorry. I'm not leaving anyone but behind. Not again.
Ohana means family, and family means nobody gets left behind.
Or
And on
forgotten.
that, we're going to take our break. We'll be right back.
Bless. I have to pee. Me,
Yeah,
Artemis,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Maggie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rob. Sly. Duality.
Excellent. Hi, we're back.
Sorry, I had to do that. And it didn't feel right without it.
All right, so you've been given the information of where Shakuna is, and you really haven't made a decision of, are you going to stay and wait until after the solstice, or are you going to go and track her down?
We need are Are we going back into the scene?
Yep.
We have already lost nearly a year to our travels. Who knows how much time we're losing right now? And while I think I've grown up with the ideal that Darkon is the shittiest place I've ever experienced, because it is, but nevertheless, it is my home. It is a place where people that I kind of like live and cannot escape from.
If
So,
you want, I can check in with Tommen.
I'm not worried about Tommen.
No, but he can tell us how long it's been.
Can you check in with Eugene?
Of course.
I'm worried about him. I am less so worried about Tom, and I'm more so worried about Ebb.
I can only do so many words, so what would you like me to say?
I'll be right back. Quinn's like choking on something or something. I don't know. She's
Wrinkle pig.
Yep. Go.
Good luck.
Cats
do be smart, but they also be dumb.
True.
Yeah.
I say as somebody who eats horrible.
Pasta was running around and like jumped and turned my TV on somehow. I don't know how she managed.
Genius.
Just like launch yourself off the power button.
She did something.
Yeah.
Genius.
But anyways.
Currently in Valishan. Following a lead regarding the throne. Is it 10 words or 15? Sorry.
25.
25.
25.
You got 16 left.
How much time has passed since we last saw each other?
4 left.
Are you okay, Athelstan?
I cast sending and I send that.
Okay. Oh, Eli, good to hear from you. Since I saw you, it's been a day or two? I hope you are well. Keep each other safe.
Okay, so they're moving slower than us right now.
How long has it been? Did you relay the message?
Yeah, a day or two.
It's been a day or two since we last saw him?
Yeah.
Are we going back in time?
We were still in Darkon for a while there, though. So it's either that or the King's Tier specifically is somewhat outside of time. How many times can you cast this spell?
4 more times. Well, 3 more times because I don't trust you fuckheads.
What did I do?
This group suffers from life-threatening idiocy, myself included.
Yeah, I didn't want to be rude, but you were the one who just nearly died.
And I'm also the only one who can fix any of you at the moment.
And he leans in close to you and he's like, we still haven't talked about that, but we're going to put a pin in that conversation for now because this seems important. Considering even so time apparently moving slower back home, I can't help but feel that time is of the essence.
I don't think we ever should have left. I'm in agreement for once.
I can technically cast Revivify. I just don't have it prepared.
Yeah.
So you know.
Not that prepared.
I have that, and I have sending prepared at all times now because of this group.
I want to be able to talk to animals, so I don't have it prepared.
Hey, Athelstan, didn't you link up your sending stone with Toman?
Yes.
So...
Do we work across planes?
I don't know. Come in, Tommen. Come in, Tommen.
One moment,
Make sure
please.
you say cabbages.
DM buffering.
The signal's bad. Hold on.
He's like,
I'm gonna grab my food real quick.
Okay. I'm gonna grab pasta while Artemis isn't looking. Is she
I'm going
warm?
to
Hold her.
teleport in there, crop dust
Okay.
the place, and then teleport back to my chair.
All right, so what do you say?
Come in, Tommen. Come in. Cabbages.
Tom in here. What's going on? Are you okay?
Oh, hot damn, I'll be damned. Holy shit. This fucking thing works. I'm in Valishan right now. I saw a dinosaur.
No
ate-
response. Because the sending stone only works once a day.
Fuck! Cedar didn't know that. Athelstan would know that. That's fine. It's funny, though. It's like, damn, it worked. Now I'm just gonna have to wait until midnight. Keli cast sending again.
Eli may do that when they get back. Anybody else
Yeah.
doing anything to prepare for your journey?
We should vote.
Or not journey, as the case may be.
I don't know what to do. Why isn't there any resource things next to my... Oh, no, there is. Never mind, I was reading it.
I feel like we should just not go.
Shouldn't we just wait for her to come? Isn't she coming back?
I think that's the safest idea.
Yeah. I also might be biased because I want to climb. Who knew that being a centaur in an adventuring scenario would have complications?
No, stop that.
You guys are so fucking loud. I could hear you across my kitchen in my headphones.
Literally, that sounds like a you problem.
Means you need to turn your shit down, bitch.
Yeah, turn your fucking volume
Then I can't hear
down.
you, so...
Oh, well, it does sound like a you problem then.
Anyways, I could hear you yelling about me casting sending again. What am I doing?
No, not yet. Oh.
Okay.
Cedar didn't realize that sending stones in 5e only work once a day, which I think is fucking stupid. Sometimes I just feel like I was playing The Sims 2, and we had all those great things and all those expansions, and then we were introduced to The Sims 3, and they took it all away. But then we were playing. Now we're The Sims 4. Anyway, we're putting it to a vote. So far, 2 of us think that it would be in our best interest and safety to remain here waiting for Chakuna to return.
I'm always up for an adventure.
Breeze, what do you think?
I think we need to find her.
Alaric?
The longer we wait, the more things can go wrong.
Liliana?
I have to agree with Alaric.
Keli?
I think we should go.
Gordon?
I don't care either way. I'm good as long as I stay with the group. So consider me a non-voter.
Straw Herald?
What does Straw Herald vote?
I just didn't want them to feel left out. He consults.
The only ones that can vote are Jenny and fuck is the other one's name?
I think Victor, right? Can't Victor
Victor
talk?
can vote. Those are the 2 that can vote. What do they vote?
I would rather not do anything. Can we just go somewhere like to a greenhouse? You know what? Actually, staying here is really, really nice. The weather is great. It's great for my leaves. Can we just stay here? You know, I just think
I mean, I know
I'm
you
a plant in a harness. I'm not gonna go anywhere. So wherever you go, Atlas, we go.
I mean, you said you didn't want to split the party, but Sly and I can wait here. What if she goes a different way than where you're going?
We either all stay together or we all go.
Okay.
I'm not making that mistake again.
The only...
Listen, guys.
I'm listening.
I just have a really bad feeling about going somewhere. for a
Where?
solstice that's on the top of a mountain.
Well, yeah, I can understand that. Fictionally as well as historically, it never works out. There's always some sort of price to be paid in blood.
Uh, If we stay here, we can bid on all of the dinosaur steak.
With what? Do they
Oh,
take
no.
gold?
Could always find work here too. Not that I'm
There are
suggesting that, but
there are positives and negatives to both. My biggest concern is what if Chakuna does not come back before I can hear what she has to say. Are you considered familiar with Chakuna by now, Eli? Or what would you need to do to be familiar with Chakuna? You
I
have
mean,
to have met them in order to send to them?
no, I think I can go off of a description, but it has to be really, really good. And this is Yinric we're talking about.
Alaric, can you take us to those people you were talking to, please? No offense, Yinric. And he says in Celestial, full offense.
Just waiting
Yeah,
for the day that Yinric reveals he can actually speak fucking Celestial. That'd be
I'm
great.
sure he can, and I'm glad that he can hear every fucking word I say. Athelstan speaking here.
Yeah, they were back this way.
Do.
So I have to be familiar with them. However, I'm pretty sure that I sent a message to Atlas's person.
Oh, yeah.
And that went off of a description.
It went off of a description, and it was a good description, and you had the name and everything. Yeah.
Okay, we explained that situation to the circle of folks that Alaric was talking to.
All right. So as you approach this circle of people, they again stop talking and all kind of look over at you. And you can see at this point now, with your entire party kind of approaching them, they're a little bit on their back foot. But as you explain the situation, they're like, oh, okay, no problem. And they explain to you that Shakuna is about 6 feet tall, dark brown skin, covered in sort of palish tattooing. She has scars across her lip and over one eye. Her hair is sort of like Keeli's, but dark and generally held up with like a stake almost, like it's a wooden like peg.
What race?
A human.
Okay.
That's more than we got out of Yinric.
Meanwhile, he's like writing this down. He's like, oh
yeah. Generally wearing leathers, kind of strapped leather sandals. Yeah. Earrings.
How long is she meant to be gone?
Until after the solstice. Could be.
What's happening with the solstice? Why did she leave for the solstice?
Well, she has to do her duty as the leader.
What is her duty?
You'd have to ask her.
Catch a dinosaur?
It's possible.
Does she get the word from your land or your god or something? No offense intended here, just trying to understand.
She will commune with the land and determine what's needed.
Okay. And he kind of like cuts a glance to Keeli, and he leans in a little bit. Call me Country Bumpkin. What is the Trial of Hearts? No, he's saying this to the circle of people. He just cuts a look to you.
Oh, sorry. Okay. I thought you were saying that to Keeli.
No.
I thought you were saying that to Keeli as well.
No, yeah, he like cuts a look to Keeli and then looks back, and he reaches in. He's like, "What's the Trial of Hearts?" Out of curiosity.
Generally a hunt of some sort.
Just a hunt?
Yes.
Done by who?
Shakuna.
Is this in congruency with the solstice?
Solstice is usually congruent with the moon cycle, so yes.
People end up dead quite a bit from this endeavor.
Well, if you've traveled here, you definitely know the dangers of the wilds.
Okay, great. Thank you. Very much appreciate your help, especially considering that we are strangers here. But it is for a good purpose.
You
Do I know anything about this kind of game stuff that other cultures might have? Somebody who traveled in the carnival and also like stars?
make a history or religion check.
Sorry.
Poop zoomies!
He just dropped, Sam just dropped the load, so he's got the zoomies.
Normally it happens to me before I go.
3. Yeah, you don't know.
I'm just thinking about, oh, the solstice could be so pretty.
Yeah,
Pretty.
head empty,
Oh,
just
I
moon
know.
glow.
All right. He kind of like he like excuses us from the group, and he looks to Keelai. Do you think you can reach her?
I can definitely try.
Okay.
Ring ring.
It worked with Atlas's leader,
Ring.
so
Her name
Leader.
is Asphodel. Well, their name is Asphodel.
I thought their name was Isolde. But Asphodel was the other one. I'm
Um,
so confused.
I'm
Yes.
tired.
Asphodel is
Okay.
the one currently in the Feywild, the Witchlight Carnival.
It's
Okay.
confusing because it's like a weird mixy matchy thing. Also, apparently the sword. That's still freaking me out. We haven't confronted that part yet of my backstory.
Don't worry.
I'm sure it'll happen eventually.
Y'all say as Atlas and Keelai.
Uh,
Make a wisdom check with advantage.
Funny because none of us have wisdom in our heads.
Which is
Hey.
funny because 2
You're
of you
druid.
use wisdom as your spellcasting
As your-
modifier.
18.
And what do you say?
I don't know. Help me out here, Cedar. What am I doing?
Alright, Athelstan and wait, no. Did he looks at Yinric? Were we was it specifically Athelstan of House Rex and Sly that you were told to retrieve?
I was told to find you and bring you to.
What were the names used, please?
Apple Stand and Shy.
Shy. Shy is my cat, Agni.
Yeah, it was Apple Stand and Shy.
Apple stand and shy.
Hmm.
You know how forgetful he is.
Can we
It's
just say that
Apple
Yinric
Stand
has
Shy.
arrived
Yes.
with his guests?
Yes, that's literally what I wanted to say. Yinric has arrived with us, and will you return to the village soon? Should we wait? Time is of the essence.
Sure, I send that.
So angry. It's the angriest text message ever.
Because she
in
hasn't
all
eaten
caps.
in a day.
I'm eating right now, okay?
Yeah.
God.
Shame.
Same.
You feel that the message has been delivered. For about a minute or 2, there's no response.
We're all just like staring expectantly at Keelai.
They're trying to remember on the other end, who the hell was Yinric again?
And then the response
This whole
comes.
village is full of
Ooh.
people that can't remember shit.
Oh, good. He has arrived. You are one of the guests, I presume. Not expected to return for at least 10 days. Come to the lodge. I'll be here.
I relay that information.
Not waiting a week.
10 days.
Go to the lodge.
A week is 10 days in D&D
Yeah.
terms.
Oh,
Oh, they're gonna make me summon the Bagman.
What?
What's gonna
Maybe
happen?
not.
How are you going to summon the Bagman?
I don't know, but it seems to really like me.
Sweetie, there are a whole bunch of people here that will protect you to the best of their abilities. It will be okay.
I'm pretty sure Gordon would rip them in half.
It's true, babe. I definitely would.
Okay.
And Athelstan, like looking at the protective side of Gordon between Sly, and he says, "The bagman touched my knuckles with his filthy little hand, Gordon."
Well,
would
he's
you-
definitely gonna have to die then.
And he looks at Sly, and he's like, "Sure,
Look, and we
get your
can
mans, get your mans." Sorry,
look,
Breeze.
we can always just take that little bit longer, wait for the solstice to pass, and then meet up there the next day.
I like that idea. I'm
Now,
fine with that.
Are you saying that you want to be in you want to travel there, be in the forest during the solstice, or are you saying wait here till the solstice has passed?
I'm saying we go through, we climb the mountain, like from the sounds of what these guys were saying, it's in it's along the mountain ledge, so there's probably not a lot of, I'm assuming the jungle doesn't go right up to the ledge of the mountain, but we'll see.
I will barter for a map.
Okay.
Oh,
What do you barter?
I
Owlbear
got some of that.
claws.
I got some of that edible
Didn't you
fungus.
already use those?
No, they wouldn't take it.
Yeah, they did.
Oh,
That's how you got your cow leg.
I thought the first one didn't work because he outbid me. Oh, so it was the
It
broccoli,
was-
the claws,
we just
and the
upped with
vials.
it.
Okay,
yes,
sorry.
yes. That's okay.
I didn't understand. I did not understand.
No problem.
I mean, I didn't give them all away, but yeah. Anyway,
All right, so you go to the Furbolg stand.
do you happen to have? Hello, sorry. Do you happen to have? Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Wow, brain.
No, go ahead.
Word picture, please.
So again, the Furbolg vendor, she kind of stands up as you approach, gives you a nod of greeting. All right, the other Asmar, what can I do for you?
The other. Oh, I am in the market for a map of this general area, specifically the forest between here and the lodge.
Oh, well, I can definitely help you with that. What do you have for trade?
He starts going through his pockets and his
Oh.
bags.
Ulrich just walks up and sets a light crossbow and crossbow bolts on the table.
Oh, he picks them up and inspects them, like checks to make sure that the shafts of the coral are straight, and there's actually retention in the crossbow. Oh, this will do just fine. And you just want the local area.
If you've got something that will be as detailed as possible and as helpful as possible, it would be particularly wonderful.
She pulls up a map that's rolled up, but it's like pretty lengthy. All right, and she starts to tear it just to
We'll
get
take
you.
the whole thing. Yeah.
Hold on, hold.
What? You said you just
Mm.
wanted the local area.
Do you mind
I
unrolling
mean, like
it,
if it's
please?
the full thing and it's as detailed as anything, like if we really just wanted, like, if there was something condensed to, like, a
Is this the
full
only map
map
you have?
condensed to the local area, but if all
Alright.
you've got is like the whole area, then we'll take the whole area.
Oh, yeah, I've just got the one big map.
Okay.
There's not
I
really
will-
any sort of like hunting trail maps. The hunters here know where they're going.
Okay.
Ulrich is
Is the
Gonna-
crossbow enough for the whole?
Oh,
of the
yeah, that's fine. I apologize. I thought you
That's
just
okay.
wanted the little area of the. It's fine. She casts
Oh,
mending,
I was about to say
rolls
Ulrich
it back
would do
up,
that
and
too.
hands it over.
When you were going and placing the crossbow on the bolt, he literally pulled out a wrapped gift from his bag, and he's like, "Fuck is this?" And he kind of like the guy finishes. It's still in his fist, and he's like, we take the map and we turn away, and he's like, "Map required. Who put this in my bag?"
Put what in your bag?
He's holding it says in my inventory, a wrapped gift.
I have no idea. Wasn't me.
Maybe open it and find out what it is.
I don't remember doing it.
It was an atlas, right? It was an atlas.
He sniffs it.
Smells like paper.
Does it smell like Teen Spirit?
He hands the map to Keli for perusal and open. It's like, here you go, soldier. And he opens up the wrapped gift carefully, of course.
Inside is a sparkly black stiletto shoe with a piece of parchment pinned to it.
I open the parchment.
Okay. There is a note in your inventory of what it says. You just have to click the red dot beside that item.
I thought it was just gonna be a note from Des saying, "Fuck yeah."
Sly.
Yeah.
What dis?
I don't know. I steal things. I don't put them. I don't hide things.
He tucks you under his armpit. Good to have friends.
Love you, bestie. Just reach up, but not high enough. Pat, 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 pat.
He puts the stiletto shoe back into his bag with the little parchment tucked inside of it. Yes, I know that she's adorable. Thank you, love.
Climb back up.
I'm sorry that I didn't notice that until now.
That was the point. It was all yeah, it's okay.
All cloak and dagger shit.
Yeah.
So looking at the map, you can see that Ocello is clearly marked. It's in the northeastern quadrant of the map, and the Pantera Lodge, which is the only lodge marked, so you assume that's the one you need to go to. It doesn't look like it would be 2 or 3 days travel, but due to the elevation, it's probably 2 or 3 days travel.
To the west?
Yeah, I'm looking
It's
for it. I can
almost
find it.
directly
Oh wait,
south.
I see it. Emery. I'm sorry. I see it.
I see Lake Falkovich and the crying dolphins.
Southwest of here.
It's high middle is a cello.
I see where Ocello is. I'm just... Oh, thank
I
you.
can't see that far, guys.
Scroll
Yeah, I see it.
scroll wheel in.
So, we had determined that was 2 or 3 days travel on foot, correct?
Yes.
Oh, there we go.
What if Athelstan... I mean, it's only an hour, but, what if there was a lot of, ferrying people 1 by 1 or 2 by 2 via Dragon Wing, including the horseman?
Let's take a look.
Sorry to make you do,
I feel like you're gonna be
geographical math.
going back and forth a lot with people. I don't feel like you're gonna get the
It says
distance
it's
you're
about
hoping for.
2 miles. So
If it's a long cliff face that we would spend more time.
Oh,
and
you're talking
possibly
going
more,
up
It's
the
2
danger.
miles this way,
Yeah,
but you're going this way.
Yeah. That's the up
Yeah.
the up part and the hard parts that are up are my main concern. Could I cut that?
Geometry.
Could I cut that time and danger at least a little bit by being a fairy dragon?
The climbing part, yes. Um,
Over the
Prob-
more difficult terrain and such.
yeah. Given, the map that you have and sort of the general feeling that you've been told that it will take a couple days to get there, you think that there's probably some plateaus that you'll be able to make camp on or stop on. So, yeah, you can probably help ferry a little bit.
I
Not
could.
considerable, like you're not going to cut down a whole day, but probably
Well,
like
yeah.
half a day, 3/4 of a day.
That's That's much better than I thought it would be. I'm just making sure. I know it costs me a 4th level spell slot. Okay. Can't do so until I finish a long rest. Okay, so I can only do it once a day.
How well do Athelstan and I remember being in Cartacus from before we joined this group?
From the point that you read the book, you remember everything. Everything before that, though, is a little hazy. The only caveat to that would be the time that you spent in the one domain where you don't remember anything.
Mm-hmm.
Breeze, you're from Cartacus, right?
Yeah.
So is Gordon.
So is Gordon. Yeah.
Yeah. What's up?
This river that's on here, this river of scales, does that go between the domains?
I mean, there is a river of scales in the southern area.
There's River of Scales, but I feel like we're talking homonyms here.
Like dinosaur scales and versus
Like
music scales.
like I'm thinking like fish
Sheet music.
scales and monster scales versus musical scale. Because when we walked along the River of Scales before, it was sort of like we could hear these like musical notes go. We could hear the scales. And when we walked along the River of Scales, we fought something that
Yeah,
had
duh.
scales.
I remember that.
Out of
You
Oh
weren't
character.
there.
no.
Yes, but you
A
weren't there.
naturally occurring item that could possibly never be corrupted by the domain it's in. What?
Also, wasn't there a whole lot of chaos? So we couldn't even really hear anything other than getting potentially eaten by a thing.
You guys fought some water weirds. I remember that.
It got mad at me because I tried to use the water to water my plant. Hello, pasta butt.
But I mean, like where was it this time? Whoa.
We fought the Kraken thing on the River of Scales here.
Yeah, so there was a
We
bunch of
fought that
chaos.
at the Starving Water.
Oh, was it?
Hmm
I thought it was along the
Oh.
River of Scales. Okay,
Never
No,
mind.
that's where we met the lizard folk.
that's right. Okay.
Athelstan would like to consult the Circle of Folk again, just to see if he can get a couple of trails marked from their knowledge on this map.
Sure.
Like have the
Why don't
locals
we just-
kind of have a look at it and such.
We could
Sorry.
like hire a guide.
Well, technically, we already have
Why?
one, but
Do we though?
that's the question.
No,
They
we
said
don't.
he knew the way.
I mean, I can get you there. That's not a problem.
Will you get all of us there in one piece?
I mean, the bigger the
I don't know
party,
that
the less chance of
anybody-
that happening is.
In a timely fashion?
The bigger the party, less chance of that happening is.
We are not leaving anyone behind. I don't know how many times I have to say that. We're not doing that.
Well, I was just
Sly,
saying.
Sly, and Atlas. If you really do not want to travel there, we're not going to make you. We will wait 10 days if you truly feel that it is better for you to stay here, but we are not leaving you alone.
What time is it? Like in the game?
Midday.
Right now it's like 1:30, 2 o'clock at this point.
Why don't we spend the day and then like look around a little bit and kind of like get an idea of what it would be, how things would be if we stayed here for the 10 days and then sleep on it and then we can regroup in the morning. I think that's a reasonable thing. Then we can set out with like a proper, we'll be well rested, we'll have eaten, because I'm sure we can sleep in a building here.
Atlas.
I think that what Sly's saying is smart. I'll go if you really want to, but you know.
After Atlas, after we rest, we can like regroup and revisit.
Yeah.
And because we can also, like Heli said, maybe we can like pick up some work or something while we're here, so we can spend the day looking into that as well. Like just kind of looking at all of our options.
That's a good idea.
Keli?
As long as we don't split up, I don't care.
Breeze.
Rather leave now and get the half day extra, but
That's the better choice.
Gordon.
My opinion.
Well, given that this Shakuna is going to be hunting on the solstice, they may not even be where we're gonna go. If we
She said that she
delay,
would.
if we
Yeah.
wait,
Yeah.
I mean, so if we wait overnight, that puts us half a day behind.
Alaric.
I'd say we should go when we can. Just make sure we have everything. I only have so many pittance, but I can make more if I get the materials.
I have climbing equipment as well.
Liliana.
We can find some more supplies here before we head out. That would be the best, but if they don't have anything available, we might have to find our own.
What time is it in the afternoon, you said?
1:30, 2 o'clock.
Why don't we shop for 2 hours? We'll maybe go a few hours until it's... Is it going to be the day solstice or the night solstice?
You're
the
not
solstice
sure.
is just the
I
day.
wouldn't know that, even though I'll get a start every day. Okay,
You,
We ask the people.
You rolled a
Domain,
3.
it's domain specific,
No.
isn't it?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you might not know because if you haven't been here
I
much.
looked at the star map while we slept, but I don't know if how they work and if they update, or if like you get new star maps for each domain.
You would
Well,
need new star maps for each domain because they all sort of originate from a different area
I didn't know
or
if they
a
were
different plane.
Sly.
Sly.
Would there be anything from the cult around that I would notice so that I can maybe see if I can figure something out?
Make a perception check.
Thieves can. While he's getting the marks on the map from the locals, he'll ask if it's the long day solstice or the long night solstice.
Oh, it's the long day. And you guys do sort of have that feeling because the sun didn't go down probably until about 8:30-ish, you guess?
Just going around in circles in the sky.
Yeah. So with a 14 perception check, you do see a familiar thieves' cant marking. It's carved into sort of a very thick tree down at the bottom. And it is safe house with an arrow pointing towards the cliff edge.
That's the one where the code phrase
Possibly,
comes in. Like that's.
but it
that's
could
what
just be like a safe house, like a place to sleep, a place to crash, a place to hide out.
But I would be able to, if someone's there, I'd be able to ask them questions, right?
If somebody knew the code phrase, yeah.
Cool.
Cabbages.
I think we're at least in agreement to, because no matter what we end up doing, we are going to need supplies. So take an hour or two, gather climbing gear, refresh rations, things like that. Look for some more pixie dust, because that proved surprisingly useful. And I am extremely sorry that I doubted your purchases and dismissed them as silly, because they really came in useful.
My
So I think
15 pounds of fertilizer in your bag have been useful.
I mean, I know how to turn fertilizer into bombs.
What?
And then
I was
and
just about to ask
Athelstan
that.
immediately his eyes
I
get
never-
wide and he has a flashback to when Tommen got into the garden that one time and it was like stealing fertilizer, just like, what do you have? Explosives.
Are you making Anfo? By the way, chat, don't Google that. You can't Google that.
Your FBI agent.
Unless you want to be on a watch list somewhere.
Yeah, don't Google
So you
Anfo.
can
It's
Google
a
it.
chemistry thing. Don't know. It go boom.
I mean, my high school chemistry class was primarily creating controlled explosions.
Oh, yeah, our teacher told us about it, so that's the
Well,
only reason I know.
Some of them were a little less controlled. Like, a pumpkin did go through the ceiling one time. It was pretty lit.
What?
We built a potato cannon in our chemistry class.
We built a trebuchet
I
in our
wanna
physics
build
class.
Can we make a potato?
And we
cannon?
launched pumpkins and melons. It was great.
All I remember was the guy who
D&D.
basically.
D&D.
We're
Yep.
doing D&D. We're shopping for climbing gear.
Yeah,
Okay.
Rob's just bad in his math class. What was that?
The Furbolg, again, is able to provide you with some rope and harnesses, hammers, pitons, or pythons.
I've always said pythons, but all words are made up, so you can pronounce it however you want.
True.
And question. Not question, but Atlas would tell the group. By the way, I can only wild shape twice a day, so the other times you might need to warp me up there, Alaric, or cast spider climb on me.
Spider climb
I
might be
do
more
that spell.
useful.
Yeah, that's okay. I can only change into.
Well, let me check. Hold on. If we sleep the night before, let me just look at what I can do, and I go into my mind palace because I don't have a spell book.
Now, at some point, not right now, of course, because we're kind of pressed for time, but I do want to know what the Mind Palace of Atlas looks like at some point
send
later
it
on.
the video or
Thank
whatever.
you. Appreciate you.
So
But
you
so,
do know
okay,
that it'll probably take about half a day to get to the base of the mountain.
Mhm.
So you'll probably sleep before ascending. Or you can push through if you have the spell slots wherewithal to do so. If you wanted to try and get a little bit higher.
Sly.
Get the
He'll
stuff.
like cut. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Mm-mm.
I was just saying, let's just get the stuff and go then. But
He'll like kind of lean into Sly. You all right?
Tired.
Lost
I
you there
want
for
to go real
lo-
bad.
Lost you there for a second. Does it have
Thinking.
Does it have to do with like the stuff that's none of my business?
No, just thinking. Should go find out stuff. What? My brain entirely just went, goodbye.
I've been doing that a while.
So long, so
Same,
long,
though.
so long, so long, and thanks for all the
that's
anticipation.
why.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's past my bedtime, guys.
Mhm.
I should go look for the cult
What?
and find out if I can get any information.
Out of character, I don't know if you actually have talked to me about that, like specifically the cult. So this is news to him, but he's trying to be. You're being open with him, so he's trying to be like chill about it, and he's like, "Okay, I have many questions, but they don't seem to be very important right now." But that's absolutely.
Did you not come with, like, okay, side note, did
You
We
went
went
to
with
the
you.
Thieves Guild.
We went to the Thieves Guild. He knew what the Thieves
The
Guild
cult
is.
is something different.
He can read Thieves' Cant, but he was not in the room with you when you were given your mission. In
Oops.
fact, I was in the Cone of Silence, and the only reason I know about it is because I watched the episode back.
Oops. But so
And I skipped that shit.
it was a cult symbol that I saw, right?
No, it was a Thieves'
Cant.
Cant symbol.
It's
Can I go back and undo that statement?
Sure, at your
Sure.
sketch. Are you okay? Kind of. We'll go back. You okay? Kind of lost you there for a second.
Sorry. Did you see me
And
fall off
scene.
the chair?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll call
Oh.
it there for the night.
Yeah, I think we should, because why?
Everybody's getting a little punchy.
Little giggly, little punchy.
Okay.
It's that time change.
Yeah.
Screwed
my
everybody up.
God. I
I'm
literally
ready.
said to my boss, I was like, I need to go get some food at Stewart's. I'm dying to death. And they just fucking laughed at me. I was
It's
like,
true.
I'm dying to death and you're laughing at me.
Ready.
Okay. Say what you're going to say.
Say what you need to say.
Never mind. We're done. We're done. End
End
of session. We're done.
I'm thinking about how I need to go talk to the thieves guild.
Thieves
Is that what you-
Guild. Yeah.
Thieves guild.
If you point out the sign, you know that Athelstan can read, thieves can't.
I'm just not even gonna. I'm just gonna point.
He'll look at it.
Fucking words today.
He'll
Safe
look at it and be
house.
like, yeah.
This way.
So it is stuff that's none of my business. Do you want me to come with you?
Probably.
Keli. Keep an
Okay,
eye on them.
We can end it on that note.
Sure.
We'll end
Keep
it
an eye on
there.
them. Yeah, we'll
Thank
be like,
you.
keep an eye on them. Gordon, come on.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. Don't forget to check us out this week as we get psyched up for GaryCon. We got Wasteland Saga on Wednesday on Goodman Games Official. We got A Song of Crystal and Shadow on Thursday here. Fixius 5 here on Friday. And we got Together Among the Stars on Saturday. That's here too. And then Legacy of Fire Harakir on Sunday. Mistwalkers again on Monday. And then we're at GaryCon.
Technically, we have Pandaros before that, but
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Happy, you're one of the folks who are in the game for 42-foot tall woman, right?
Yes.
yeah, me and Rick are as well.
We need like a play-by-play on
Obviously.
that whole thing. Can you like record it? If you have permission to do that?
I'm literally going to be filming like the whole weekend.
It depends
know,
on
but,
how
like, if-
loud it is, because
Yeah,
those places get
yeah.
crazy.
If
Anyway,
you have
stick around
permission-
for the raid. We are going to go raid Cantrips and Coffee.
Yay!
Excuse me, Cantrips and Coffee. Because they're online and we're going to show them some love. So give them a follow if you haven't yet. And thank you again for watching. We will see you next time.
Dice
Same
Daddy,
bat
Canadian
time,
Dice.
same bat channel. I've been playing Gotham Knights. Yeah.
Very fun game.